Hello, hello, welcome. Happy Mermay. So here is my Mermaid color long, starting early. This is out of Little Mermaid Friends by Teresa Goodridge. So this is a little bit of an older book of hers. This is copyright 2018. This is a Dover coloring book. They run about $3.99. She also has a princess one if you are interested. I will link this book down below. And then, of course, this is a freebie out of her Facebook group. So if you don't have the book and you would still like to join in and color along for Mermaid, you can go to her group and find this page. Now, she does have a couple albums for Mermaid that have other pages like this one. So you have to go to the album specifically labeled Little Mermaid Friends to find this one with the treasure chest here. So with all that being said, I was going to color out of this book because my brain didn't catch on that it wasn't a Creative Haven book, and I was going to do the background and markers. And then I realized it's double-sided, so that's not going to work. So I'd still like to show how to blend like this with markers. So I'm going to go ahead and do mine on a cardstock that I printed out. If you would like to do pencil, or if you would like to see me do the pencil version, you can let me know and I can certainly do that. That's no big deal. But for this episode, I guess we'll call it, for lack of a better word, I'm going to tackle markers. So, next thing, I do have my Teo tree markers here, but I am going to pull some Sharpies. I know some people don't adore Sharpies for various reasons, including smell. They do have a little bit of a stronger smell. But I really like this combination, and I know not everybody has Ohuhus and Cali Arts and things, and so the Ohuhus do have some turquoise that you could use for the same combination. So if you have those or whatever markers you're using, but I am going to start mine in Sharpie. So this is going to be my gradient, and actually I'm going to take out that yellow. So this is going to be my gradient. I am going to mix alcohol markers. I'm going to pull you down a little closer and we'll get started. Alright, so I'm going to start with my darkest. Now the only thing here about Sharpie is there is no color code number or name or anything on this Sharpie. So you kind of just have to go by the color. I have a light, medium, and dark. So, when in doubt, test them out on a blank sheet of paper. I have a cool envelope here. And you can always test the blend. So you want to do kind of a thick line. You want to start halfway through that first color. Halfway through that last color, and you go over your little blend line a couple times just like you would if it were pencil. It's basically the same process as pencil. So even though I'm switching brands of markers, halfway through that last one, and halfway through that one. And I'm gonna need a new yellow for this project. But, so you can always test out your blends and get what you're looking for. If you want more bluish, go for bluish, however you wish. So all I'm going to do to start is I am going to put my dark along the edge here. I'm going to do a straight and even line if I can. Now again, I'm going to blend it out so it won't be a huge deal. I'm going to do that down the other side. Now, if you have water-based markers like Crayola, you can use them in the double-sided book. Water-based markers don't bleed through. They may shadow a little bit, but they don't usually bleed through. But I don't like streaks. I don't do well with streaks, which is why I'm big on blending alcohol markers. But if you're going to go over and like detail with pencil, then you can easily hide those streaks. So just kind of shadowing the bottom here. I want the bottom to look darker, and what this is going to do when we get all the colors in here is it's going to create a highlight of color around our little mermaid here. That's the plan anyway. I'm going to try to squeeze this in to as close to a half hour as possible, but I may have to pause and do a little bit of it off camera, just because it can be a little bit of a project here. Okay, so I'm going to do my corners like that, just so it gives an encased feel. So there is my dark. I'm also going to do a little thin line under my stingrays here. And technically they do not leave a shadow in the water, but this will just help them pop out from the background a little bit, because we don't want to lose anything in the background either. So I'm also going to do under these little fish, and this is going to look weird until you get all your other colors in. Okay, so when we're looking at this seaweed plant, I don't know my underwater plants, but you will see where she has put some of the lines thicker, like right here is thicker, right here is thicker. I am just going to go around the thick lines. I am not going to go anywhere else. And that again will just give the illusion that this has a little depth to it when we get the other colors in, of course. Now I'm going to build my colors toward the middle, but I'm still going to shadow these. So that one, sorry, I'm like sliding all over the place here, trying to get in everywhere. And again, just a thin line. Want to stay as close to the seaweed thing here as possible. Again, if you're going for realism on this, I am not the person, because I'm probably going to do mine some bright pink color, but okay, so I think I got them all. Oh, and my other little fish. So we got our shadow color in here. Got the bottom, got the top. Okay, so my next darkest is going to be this color. Again, sorry, no name or number or anything, but I'm gonna go over and pull out. I'm going to go ahead and pull all the way out to this little guy here. Now the important thing when we're creating this outline here is that we kind of go even, just because we don't want dark all the way over and our light to be off center. So however, you know, far we go out on this side with it, we kind of want to come over here and just be like, okay, we're going to come out to about here. Kind of carry that all the way down. So notice I can go over my dark. Now I am going to just lightly go over where I put in that dark, but I'm not going to color all the way out that far. So I'm going to stick with the line down that I drew here as close as possible. I'm going to try to dodge all this seaweed here. And again, you don't have to do your background first. So if you want to color your plants and everything first and get those out of the way so you don't have so much to dodge, you can do that. I just like to have mine in first for color wise. Okay, so I am going up from the bottom about as same distance as I am going to come out. So again, we're creating that encased feeling, framed in feel. Now in the water, she probably wouldn't naturally have this border around her, but that's okay. So again, everywhere I put that dark, I'm just going to lightly put this over it, right? Because it's our transition color. We don't ever anywhere on a page want to go from dark right to light. So I'm not coming out as far as like I did on the edges, but enough that I have this color to blend everything into. So I'm going to turn a little. And I'm going to pause and finish just this color up real quick. Alright, so there we are after our second color. If you followed along with the shadowing, I skipped these two little fish up here, so you might double check that you didn't skip any of your fishies. I also skipped this little fish down here. So I'm just going to quickly add my highlight and I'll go back and blend him in. So if there's any weird spots you don't like that you're feeling like don't blend, like in your corners or anything, you can just put your dark back down and go over with your light and kind of work it. The good thing about doing this on a busier background is, you know, if you get any darker spots, you usually don't have to redo the whole background to blend it in. You can just blend it into the closest sections there. So next color is going to be this light green out of the Sharpies. Same thing. So I'm going to eyeball how much I want to bring this color in and down. I'm going to kind of work that. So again, circular motions over your blend lines, just so you don't get too many vertical line blend marks there. Notice I'm going back over the other colors. Circular motions. Okay, so this is why, and I think I skipped this line right here, it's important to bring out that shadow, because now you can start to see how that shadow is going to work. So again, keeping a good eye on how far you want to bring this out. I am going to bring this color out quite a ways here. And just blending over. Circular motions. Sliding around, sorry. Okay, so again, I'm going to try to dodge these leaves here best I can. If you do get, whoa, I almost did, marker on your leaves, pencil covers marker really well, so pick a nice bright green pencil or yellow and blend it in. Nobody will ever know. Okay, so working between these leaves here. Now depending, I can't even talk, how far you want to go on this whole blending of colors thing, how many colors you want in your set here. So if you want just these 3 colors, you would just fill in the rest of this background with this marker. I'm going to work this area here a little bit before I see how far I want to bring that one out there. I'm not coloring her hair if possible. Again, going over the other colors. Just like pencils, we are layering our markers. Now again, I printed mine, and also you may have this trouble in some books with markers and the ink lines and smearing and whatnot. My printer doesn't have that problem, and I just have a cheap printer, but do be aware that especially water-based markers will smear some ink. Okay, so now I'm coming around, shadowing these guys, building out their shadows anyway. Okay, so now this is where I'm going to kind of look and see. I feel like this side needs to come out a little more. So I'm just going to kind of come up. Pull this out a little more. See, this one comes out about this far, so I'm kind of gauging, but I also have this plant that I shadowed around, sort of. I skipped some spots here. So I'm just going to bring this side out a little bit more. And if you get done and you decide you have way more light and you don't feel like your dark on the edges is dark enough, you can always bring those colors in, doing the same thing. Just start with your dark and build it out. Okay, I feel like that's pretty good. So quickly, I'm going to go around these shadows here. And then we're going to switch to a tail tree marker. They do have alcohol blender markers as well. I don't love them. I feel like sometimes, especially if I'm mixing brands, I get a weird texture look with them, but those are good for blending large areas too. Okay, I'm pulling a 167 tail tree. And same thing, I'm going to go over my last color and out a little bit. So if you feel like you're getting a weird line, you just kind of pull it over. Trying not to color the hair again if possible, which I am not succeeding at, but circular motions here. No. Hold on, 1 second here. I have help. Oh, sorry about that. Thought I could sneak her off without bouncing, but she got caught in the cord on the way. Okay. So being I lost my spot anyway, I'm gonna hop over here. Now, if this green is perfect and you want to stop here, fill the rest of it in with this green. I'm going to do just a tad of yellow just right around her. I'm going to try to make her look like the center of things here. Alright, so again, I'm going to make her the center, so I'm just kind of building this color towards her. Slow circular motions. I'm going to bring that down a little. I don't want that yellow way up there in the corner. I kind of want it to stay right here with her. Okay. And a yellow 38. So this is a very pale yellow. Sharpie also has one. It's just a tad bit darker for that green. So I'm going to go ahead and use a Teo tree, but Sharpie does have and if you're thinking it looks way too bright, just hold on. Give it a second. No, see, like this area right here, that's a little harsh looking, so we'll come back and we'll fix that. But for now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to finish putting in this yellow and see where else that we might want to fix. I think that's all hair. If you want to create a glow effect just around this here treasure box, I would suggest just putting yellow in this bottom corner here and then a glow off her tail. But there, I didn't really make anything in their glow, so I'm just choosing to make it look like some sunshine's peeking through behind her. So again, this is pretty much a whole background video here. That's okay. Sometimes backgrounds are the hardest part. So in a couple spots I'm just bringing my yellow over so it kind of blends a little, and spots I think look harsh. Don't feel like they mesh well. And then when I get my yellow in, I will work my colors backwards. So then I'll take that green again and kind of add another layer there. So just any spots that look a little rough. This spot right here definitely looks a little rough. I'll have that one worked out, but I got to work my colors backwards, kind of in order here, so I don't want to skip around and lose my spot. So there is our background to start with alcohol markers. Questions, comments, anything like that, please let me know. Again, I'll kind of go back and touch up some areas I don't love so much. And I will see you for part 2. Thanks for watching. Bye.